Wore a suit tonight. It's like a job interview. All I got to do is get about 87 more gigs like this a week, and I'll be set. So actually, I plan on doing my impersonation of Barney Stinson after the show. That's where I'm going to convince you that I'm Pink's agent, and then we'll have sex in front of a stormtrooper. It's a TV joke, so now I know who's in the TV and who's not. So. You know, I've been having trouble identifying some of these networks. It seems like the network starts and it's got an ideal, and then next thing you know, Vanilla Ice is doing home improvements. Seen the other day that there was this ghost hunter show, and this Bigfoot hunter show where they do these searches. I saw the ads for whatever. I've decided I'm not going to watch them because I'm pretty sure I know how they end. I don't think they're going to find Bigfoot. You know, that'd be about as exciting, or that'd be about as surprising as that one professional fisherman, which you probably would know the name of anyway, so I should just insert Bubba Smith there. When Bubba Smith jigged up a dead hooker in the parking lot of the Empire Mall. I wish I had more dead hooker jokes. I don't. I do have some jokes about getting old. Shows are a killer. I realized today that in about 9 months I'll be 36, which is like the most exciting thing I've ever had happen to me in my life, because then I'll be able to legally date people half my age. I mean, right now, if I'm dating somebody that's 18, it's still just as legally possible, but it doesn't sound as cool as somebody half my age. I mean, they're still going to have a shitty car and a lot of emotional problems, and I'm probably going to have to call the cops the next day to get them out of my house. But it will sound a little prettier. But I am at that awkward age, of course, being 35, where I'm still really into sex, but I easily get distracted from the obtaining it. Like, it's my ideal, but I can be distracted by a sandwich, or a football game, or a fishing trip, or whatever. You know, I'll have this date planned, and then something better will come up. You know, I realized this the other day when I was driving down the street, and this girl was, like late 20s, running, attractive lady, big things, bouncing around, short shorts, looking really good. I was headed to High Beach. She was going right by the Burger King there, and I kind of crinked my neck and checked her out. And I realized I was old when I went into High Beach and had an 8-minute fantasy about Whopper. I completely forgot about her. I was just thinking about a sandwich. So, yeah, nice crowd tonight. That's all the material I have. Covered it up? Is it no good? Is that all shit? What do you got, John? Anybody been to Hardee's late at night? I'll John tell you about that later.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's good to see John here again too. You're still the first person that ever heckled me, so. It is an honor to follow you on stage tonight. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to throw you to the wolves with, but you did a really good job, so I ain't got nothing to say. So. Good job, man. Justin earlier told me to make it about 10, and I said, well, I can usually do 7.5, but if the light's just right, it'll be okay. So, yeah, I mean, this up here is a whole lot like sex. It's kind of awkward. Just trying to last as long as I can, so I'll get invited back next time. Some of you I'm going to owe an apology to after we're done. Some of you will just deny that you ever knew me. So, had this really cool experience at work I'm going to tell you guys about. I have no idea if it's funny or not, so we'll just find that out. But I was driving home the other day from this trip to Kansas City, and I was thinking about this other trip I'd taken like 12 years ago. And long story short, I found out I was thinking about this trip I'd taken, and I remember this girl on this bus. We kind of flirted, and we had a good time. We spent a lot of time that weekend. I remember us taking a picture together in a hotel room in Chicago, and I started to think about things about this girl, and it started to remind me of this person I worked with, and I couldn't figure out that it wasn't her. I went home and dug up the picture of her. So we didn't know we'd known each other, but apparently we had enjoyed a chair together in a Chicago hotel room about 12 years ago. So I had the fun of taking a picture of that picture of her, leaving me out and just sending it to her about 11:30 at night. So all she got was a picture of her from me at 11:30 at night. That was pretty creepy, and I enjoyed that a lot. You know, I was going to correct myself and then send her the whole picture so she could kind of get the whole thing like 5 minutes later and be all right and just understand what's going on. My phone took that time to not send the second photo. You know how unreliable the phones can be. The only times that they'll do that is when I'm trying to save myself or texting pictures I shouldn't be to girls late at night. But that's probably not as funny as I thought it was going to be. So anyways, I often get asked to do jokes. You know, I meet people on the street, or they want me to text them a joke or do a joke, and I remind them that it's a whole different atmosphere when I'm doing the jokes up here. So I mean, it's pretty much the equivalent to if I text you a picture of my penis. It's a whole different experience if you're actually there. Just think about it. I mean, come see my comedy live. Don't ask me to text you a picture of my penis. Yeah. I've got some other jokes. Pepperoni, supreme. Anyways, oh yeah, my other joke about getting old. It was Memorial Day about a week and a half ago, and we took Grandma, my 9-year-old grandma, we took her out for Memorial Day to see Grandpa's gravesite at the Hills of Peace or whatever. It sounds like a cemetery, doesn't it? So we took her out to the cemetery anyways. Great time. I worked all day, by the way, in the mall, which is a pleasure to do on Memorial Day, because this is what happens when you're working in the mall on Memorial Day, is every person that doesn't have to be at the mall comes in the mall and tells you how nice the weather is outside. So you basically spend your entire day restraining a bitch slap. And then you take your grandma to the cemetery, she points out her future plot, and you say something dumb to her like, do you still need a ride home, or do you just want to sit down and wait? That was like the most awkward family trip I've ever had. But my family's good, I'm single. Just recently broke up with my girlfriend. I think she found me insecure. I asked her the other night if she was still attracted to me while she was having an orgasm, and that sure pissed her off. And then the guy that was giving it to her punched me in the eye. And that was really awkward because I had no idea where that ladder came from. And then I didn't know if it was appropriate to punch the midget back or not.
Oh no!
I had to Google it. It was like 50-50 on that deal. I could not get a clear consensus. And when you're Googling such type of topics, there's really no authority on the matter. So I don't really know who to believe. Like if I'm trying to discover, what's the best way to cook a steak, I can know that Emerald's probably going to have a good thing to say about it or not. So there's no further punchline to that, but I'm still perplexed. So if you want to talk to me about that after the state show, we can do that. So, what was the other thing I was going to tell you guys about tonight? I was going to tell you about the fact that my job in the mall, which I told you a little bit about. Basically, I sell jewelry for a living, which is great for a bitter divorced guy like me, because I have a little fun with it, I try to subversively warn the guys when they come in about what they're about to get into. The first thing they do is ask me, Mike, what's the appropriate amount of money to spend on this diamond? Well, I know that as soon as they get married, they're going to get, all their money's going to be gone anyway, so I basically just tell them to spend the most they can without having a return it the next day. So that's a good plan. But then, you know, they get serious with me and say, you know, isn't it supposed to be like 3 months salary or something? And I say, well, you know, diamonds are priced based on purity and clarity. So the formula you use to choose the diamond for the girl you're dreaming should be directly proportionate to the number of other men's penises she's entertained. That's appropriate, right? Now, of course, the diamond may be all scratched and damaged, but more than likely so is she. I've actually never done that, but someday I will. Probably on like my last day of work. Like I'll just slip that one out there. That'll be how I go out. So when you ever hear that story come up again, you'll know that Mike has done solid jewelry. So thank you all. You have a great night.